How's it going, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel today. My name is Daryl and I'm in the workshop. And I have just one question for everyone. Why does Mother Nature hate Daryl? Why? You can see by the emoji there that Mother Nature was bad to Daryl last Thursday about 9 p.m. So I'll tell you the quick story on that. We had some pop-up storms last Thursday that were in the area. They would pop up, rain a lot, and then diminish to nothing. So around 9, maybe 10 to 9 or something like that, I decided it's time for me to take a shower. So I go get in the shower, get dressed, and then decide to brush my teeth. Well, while I was brushing my teeth, there was a really close lightning strike. And I didn't even know it was going to be raining. Everything in my shop was disconnected except for the APRS station, the APRS Digi/iGate that I keep running all the time. And so I had that equipment running that I keep running no matter if it's going to rain or not, or storm. So I hear this really close lightning strike. It possibly wasn't on our property, but it was darn close. So probably about, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds later, I hear one that's definitely on our property. And it just was a really big lightning strike. And it got my attention really fast. And I knew as soon as I heard it that it was near me, that close. And I'm like, there's no way that didn't hit my tower. I just had that feeling as soon as it happened that my tower got hit. And then probably I at that point I was done brushing my teeth, and I went and got my wife, and one of the dogs was down in the basement, and I decided that because of these lightning strikes coming down like this, it was a good time for us to get the heck out of the upstairs, because we have trees around the house, and if it hits a tree or it could hit the house, I don't want to be there under its path. So I grabbed the dog and I went downstairs. So my wife and the dogs and I think one of the cats were downstairs. And then as I was down there, another one hit. That one was just a little bit past our property. And so they were coming down pretty fierce. And it took probably about a half an hour, 45 minutes before the rain stopped, because it was just absolutely pouring, to be able to come out to the shop to see if there was anything damaged. Well, when I came out here, there was, of course, nothing was plugged in, because nothing else was plugged in, because I don't keep things plugged in anymore. And I was gone away on a trip, so everything in the out here in the shop and down in my shack was disconnected, so I knew they weren't damaged. But I was concerned about the APRS station and my Motorola Spectra that I keep here. And that was connected to the antenna that's on the top of the tower. So if anything blew up, it was going to be that Spectra. So I come out here, and to my surprise, the power supply, the radio, and the Raspberry Pi, and the Nino TNC, it was all still running. And I didn't know if it was still functioning. There's a difference between running and functioning. So I ended up just letting it go overnight. And one of the things that I noticed was the fan on the Raspberry Pi was running at full blast. And the power supply fan, it was also running on fast. It was putting out 13.8 volts, and everything seemed to be fine with it, except for the fan was running on high. So the next day I came out, and everything was exactly the same as it was. Everything's running. The two fans were running fast, and I didn't see any activity on the Nino TNC, any activity lights. But my station was still showing up on APRS.Fi, so I figured, well, maybe everything's okay. So anyway, I came out here, and I decided I was going to tear the power supply apart and find out why the fan's running all the time. And I found some damage with that. And then the damage and then the Raspberry Pi, it was still running on high. Now my shop, like right now, is 80 degrees, so it's not uncommon for these two things to be running on high when it's hot out here like that. So it's not uncommon for me to come out here and find these running. But when I came in from it being overnight and cooling down into the lower 70s in here, they should not have been running. So like that. So I took it apart, the power supply apart, and I'm going to stop the camera here and turn it around and show you what damage I have. All right, we're in front of my little desk out here. And this is where, if you remember, this is where my power supply was underneath this radio here. And then I had these radios connected. Now this radio was connected up to the power bank over here, or power strip over here, the rig runner, and all these they're all running off the 12-volt supply, all of this equipment, and it all functions. So the Spectra, it still transmits and receives fine. I've chalked on it, it seems fine, but right now I have it plugged into the AC power, the built-in power supply that's in it. It was still operating fine with the other supply. So the other supply, like I said, is still working. It's just the fan that has an issue. So the scanner, well, I don't have any power supply turned on to that or hooked up to it now, but it does work and it's fine. So I don't know about this because it had multiple connections. It had an antenna hooked up to it, which was on the top, is on the top of the shop. It's not on the tower, but it was connected to the Raspberry Pi, and it was connected to the power supply. So it's possible that this might have a little damage too. I don't know yet. So let's walk over here and we'll go to my bench here. And when I opened up the power supply, I found this little piece here sitting up here on the board. So the first thing I did was look around in there, and then I found this damage right here. You can see where we have some damage here. And the reason why I'm making this video is because this happened to me again, and it's turning into a journey. So you can see there's quite a bit of damage. Let me back up a little bit in case it's not focusing. There's quite a bit of arcing that went on here, so it's all things that I can clean up. Here's the Raspberry Pi that may be dead. I think it is. And then my Nino TNC, I think it's dead too, but I think I know what I need to do to fix it. Nothing got exploded on this thing. So I think with no traces being blown up or anything like that, I think that I should be able to repair that. This thing here, you can see down here, these safety caps, it blew that piece was the side of the safety cap right here that blew out. You can see that. And so this safety cap back here got its leg blown off. And then, so these two are gone. If you go back and look in the schematic, which we don't have a schematic because they don't make one readily available for this one on their website. This is, of course, is the SEC 1235M for meters. So they don't have a schematic on their website, which I don't think I'm going to buy another one of their products if they don't do that. So there's a little switching transistor down here that looks like it's shorted, and it's causing the power supply or the fan to run all the time on high. So there's a little sensor that in this this wire here that goes underneath this transformer and senses the amount of heat, and that regulates with this transformer, or sorry, this transistor. It regulates the it regulates the fan speed. So I think that's possible this one could be shorted and needs to be replaced. So we'll work on that. I have parts coming for this right now, the safety caps. So I'll replace those, clean up the board, get all the soot off of it. The underneath of the board doesn't look that bad. No traces were lost, so I think it's totally repairable, and I'll get that repaired and back online again. I'll probably make a little video when I'm doing this. This Raspberry Pi, I probably will just scrap it, keep it for parts, and order up another Raspberry Pi. And it's just not worth my time and effort to try to fix it when I can just buy a new one for a whole lot cheaper. All of the internet equipment blew up. So of course I got internet on the tower, so let's walk over here where I got it mounted. And so this is the internet equipment here. The top is the router, and this is the power supply for the PoE that runs the dish, that powers the dish that's up on the tower. So once again, they had to come out here and replace all this equipment. And they told me that they had a whole lot of customers that had lightning damage and damaged their equipment, plus their own towers that got hit by lightning and got taken out that day. So they've been running around with all these pop-up storms. They told me they have been running around like crazy trying to get their customers back online and get their equipment going again. So I'm not the only one that suffered. All right, so that's about all the damage that I found so far. I don't see any damage on the tower itself, and I never do. I never see any like scorch marks or where the lightning jumped to ground. You know that I do have my ground system partially done from the other video, so I'm waiting on getting the rest of it done. It's just this year has been so wet and so hot. I just have not wanted to get out there and do it. So I was hoping that with what I put out there would have helped, but here we are in strike number 2. So I wanted to document this. It's okay if you know, you've got ideas of what, you know, problems that you've had with lightning, or you have suggestions of things that I can do. I just wanted to take you guys along on this little journey of mine to try to get lightning to stop hitting my tower. Like I said before in the other video I made, we have a tower. Our club tower is 157 feet tall on like close to 1,000-foot summit, maybe I guess you would call it. And so it's way up there. When you're driving up there to the site, you just see the tree tops and these towers popping up above the tree tops up there. And our equipment up there is no more grounded than mine. And that tower's never taken since I've been a club member there for 7 years, it's never taken a direct lightning strike. So why is my little 72-foot tower, well actually it's 80-something feet with a mast, and it'd be 80 feet plus the antenna on top of it. Why is it so attractive for lightning? I have a big tree right next to it. You guys know the trees are next to it. My shop is here. The barn is next to it. I've got several trees that are, you know, pretty much higher than my tower, but yet the lightning decides that all those charged particles can come to that tower and make a complete circuit. And it's happened twice now. So maybe I rent this tower out to science and they can know that the next time a lightning storm comes through, they will get a lightning strike there. What happened to this lightning never strikes twice in the same spot, right? No, I proved that wrong. So anyway, you know, I got some mess to clean up here. And luckily all my test equipment and everything's fine. It was all unplugged, and I don't keep anything plugged in or connected to the internet. In fact, the computer and everything was unplugged. The network cable was disconnected. So I've been doing that. So if I would have kept that network connector or network cable plugged in, my computer would have suffered the same damage that happened the last time it got hit. So I made sure now whenever it's going to storm, or I think it's going to storm, all that stuff gets disconnected. So yeah, what a bummer. But luckily, the reason why I left all this stuff in is because it's expendable. You know, it's this APRS station is here for a reason, and you know, for emergency purposes or just for people playing around, but mainly just for emergency purposes, I guess. And so now it's down. It's been down. Well, tomorrow will be down for tomorrow will be down for a week. So I need to get this thing up and running again. So I want to get this power supply repaired. I'll order myself a new Raspberry Pi, and then I'll see if I can repair this this Nino TNC. We'll get it fixed again. Maybe this is something I believe that all the parts are readily available, and I think I should be able to fix it. The V-bus on here looks like it's fine. So we'll see. I don't see any smoke or arciness on this board, so I think this little TNC is totally repairable. The Raspberry Pi, I don't see any scorching on it, and the SD card seems fine. I took it out and looked at the programming on there, and everything seems fine. But I don't know. Well, something's not right with it, so it's not booting or anything. So that might be toast. But I just wanted to make this shorter video and just tell you what's been going on. I've been very busy with stuff, and I got a lot of stuff to work on, so there'll be a lot of videos coming up. All right. A couple of the things that I got going on here is I have this Motorola Communications Analyzer to do some work on. It has a calibration problem, it looks like. So we're going to do a little work on that and see if we can get this thing repaired. So I have that video coming up. And then a friend of mine gave me these components. There's a little soldering kit in here, a little soldering practice kit, and some other different things in here. Some diodes and things like that he gave me. So I got that to put away. I probably won't make a video on that because it'd probably be pretty boring. Of course, we have our CB here we need to work on this year. And I think I told you guys before that I got this this AM FM radio car radio to work on and restore it a little bit. And then there's another one of these scanners to work on. So got some things that going on here. Let's walk over here. I just got this box in the mail, and that contains a screen, or sorry, not a screen, but a battery for my Surface Pro 4 that I take up to the repeater sites. This one here is bulging from the last lightning strike. So instead of waiting around for this thing to blow up and burn my shop down, I'm going to replace the battery in it. So I got that battery delivered today. So yeah, so I got that to do. Oh, my 706, it wasn't plugged into anything or my computer, so they're all fine. Everything is fine in the shop. And then let's walk way over here. I had my DFing antenna out because we had a problem with someone's node keying up about 3 repeaters all linked up. So 3 club repeaters were taken out of commission while this thing was going berserk. So we had to hunt down the fending station for that. So, and then I went and picked up 3 sheets of 3/4 inch birch plywood. This is Pure Bond from Home Depot, and I'm going to make a cabinet for a bottom base cabinet for our kitchen. We're going to redo, or I'm going to redo, or we're going to redo our kitchen at some point. And until we do, we don't have enough storage, so I'm going to make another couple of base cabinets for the kitchen, and this paint grade, so that's why I got the plywood. It's paint grade, and I'm going to make some cabinets to go in there to hold us through until we get the time to redo the kitchen. So I got that going on. I just got a lot of things going on. So I haven't hit record on the camera much, but I should, I guess. But let me know what kind of videos you like seeing. I know I get comments every now and then that said that they like the repair videos and the ham radio related stuff. And but if you want to see more woodworking, I can do that too. So anyway, let me think about anything else that I got going on here. I really don't know. There's so much sometimes. I'm retired, by the way. All right. Well, that's the video for today. Not very long, not very interesting maybe to some. I wanted to make it because I got hit by lightning. And we were all wondering whether my little grounding project was going to help at all. Like I said, I only got like, I guess you would, since I only got one leg of it grounded, I only got 1/3 of this grounding done. But it's just a bummer that it seems like even that didn't help. So it's also my fault because I don't have anything like polyphasers or anything like that in there. So I'm kind of waiting because I have a bigger project coming up that would be tied into. But I think I'm going to have to move forward with putting the polyphasers in and just trying to stop my equipment from being blown up. So, yeah, that's my fault. I'm not blaming Mother Nature on me not being prepared. That, don't get me wrong there. But, you know, it would be nice if it just hit something else for once. Maybe hit a tree. I can get out there with a chainsaw and clean that up easy too. But why my tower every time? So I didn't replace this antenna behind me because it's just going to keep hit. Looks like it's just going to keep hitting. And I was afraid that it would just keep hitting my tower until I got everything grounded properly and got the polyphasers in there and everything, and stop that connection from the tip of my antenna down to ground. It's giving it a good path to go, and I need it to stay outside of my shop, and that's my fault for letting it come in my shop. Now, the internet equipment, that's not mine, so I can only do so much with it, but it has a Cat5 cable that, like a armored, maybe, a Cat5 cable that runs up the tower, and it will follow that skin down into the shop and blow its own equipment up. So I don't know if they make any kind of polyphasers for that, but I will have to do something going forward to ground that all that equipment too, because I don't want this stuff coming into the shop anymore. So I guess it's just going to push me forward to do this, to finish this grounding project, and go to the next step that I didn't want to do yet, and that's put this bulkhead in with the polyphasers and just end it, maybe, of allowing the lightning to come inside the shop. So yeah, the amount of equipment damage is well, it's way more expensive than those little lightning protection devices. So anyway, I just wanted to make this kind of shorter video and just tell you what's been going on here, and then I got hit again, and it didn't take out almost anything that was important to me. I mean, I got plenty of radios to use for APRS, and I got plenty of power supplies to use. So that's why I just left all this stuff running. I got plenty of replacements, and I can, you know, if it's not blown to kingdom come, I can usually repair it. So anyway, if you like this kind of destruction videos, lightning videos, whatever, tune in here, because there's bound to be a third time, I'm sure, before all this is over. And hit the like button and leave me a comment on this lightning thing. I've in the last video on the lightning, I got a lot of comments on that, and I'd like to hear what you have to say about me getting hit again. You know, whether I'm an idiot somehow or whatever. I hope not, but it's just a struggle, and I wanted you guys to see my struggle of trying to get this to stop doing this. I knew when it was coming. When I heard that first hit, I'm like, man, this cloud, this storm is really electrified, and it's right on top of the house. And there's absolutely no way my tower's not going to get hit. And that was after the first strike, and then when the second one came, the one that drove me to the basement, I knew it hit the tower. There's just no way it wasn't going to hit. It was the first one was so close. The second one, the next one's going to be just as close. And it's just one of those storms where you knew it was very active, and there was going to be some damage out of it. So got these power lines by me on my road with a big ground wire that runs across it for it to get hit by lightning, and it never hits that. It just hits my stuff. So I'm going to try to tie into that system, by the way, going forward. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for being here today. Thanks for hearing me whining about the lightning, and we'll catch you on the next one.